soon. I think we'll wait for Vinny, and I'll finish setting up here. Soon. I think we'll wait for Vinny. Precisa que eu faça algo pra stream? Pode responder aqui no chat mesmo, se quiser. Ah, eu perguntei só se você precisa que eu faça algo pra stream. Hello, welcome.
All right. Can you hear me? Oi, oi. Good morning. Hello, everyone. So I don't know if Vinny will join in. I sent him a message, but sometimes he's way too busy. So let me just see what we have in news for this week. But already, as always, feel free to ask questions, and we'll answer them to the best of our capabilities. Nice. Okay, let's see. So I believe that, yeah, while we wait for Vinny, if he shows up, but like while we wait for Vinny, I want to give you guys the updates for this week and what we've been doing and how's the progress of our project. So basically, we wanted to give a transparent update from our engineering bench regarding the second prototype that was in production. So we we had a first batch of prototypes that had quite a lot of hardware issues, and we managed to fix most of those with our second prototype that was manufactured, I believe, 2 weeks ago. So last week, Vinny was testing that second batch of prototypes, and this time we made even more of them. So basically, hello Gizmo. So basically, we had don't worry. So I was just telling the news for this week. So basically, during the tests of the second prototype that Vinny was running, we've run into some more issues with the hardware. A lot less than the first batch, but still issues nonetheless. And I mean, like that's the purpose of doing prototypes and testing, and we need to have an iterative process so that we can improve and improve and improve again. So basically, the second prototype didn't come out perfect, and we were planning to send those prototypes to some of our community and content creators so that they could show people a preview and test and give us feedback on our devices. But basically, because of those issues that Vinny worked like the entirety of last week on fixing, basically we'll have to I'll wait a little bit more to send those prototypes. We will still send those same batch of prototypes, but Vinny has to fix the hardware issues on them one by one. So we wanted to have them ready for DEF CON. I believe that's going to happen next week. Do you know when DEF CON is happening? Um, yeah, it started or starts. It is this weekend. Just waiting for Flavia to answer me. Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, we want to fix. Vinny will fix all those prototypes by next week. Uh, yeah, it's this Thursday. Okay. Um, but sadly, we won't manage to send those like test prototypes before DEF CON begins. That's sad for us, but we'll still have some ambassadors, as we're calling them, showing off an early prototype of the Highboy, if I'm not mistaken. They're on DEF CON, but not the better prototype that we have now. So basically, the week following DEF CON, all those units should be delivered into the content creators' hands, and they can begin their independent testing and doing hand-on reviews on that review copy. So we're looking forward to that. So, and also, let's see. And also, Joji, our CEO, basically has traveled to Huaqiangbei. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I'll send it on the chat. It's written like that. Um, to source and hand select some specialized components for board revisions. So that city, and I won't, I believe I won't risk trying to pronounce it again, even though I think I pronounced it well. But that city is the world's largest electronics market. It has a massive commercial district, and there's dozens of like multi-story malls and like 100,000 businesses all dealing with electronics. And basically, what Joji is trying to do is trying to source better, like basically components for the Highboy that have a better like um, quality to cost ratio. So yeah, so being physically present in Huaqiangbei uh, allows Joji to like hand inspect, test, and verify the authenticity of components directly instead of like waiting in Shenzhen for those components to arrive and then like sometimes um, being unsatisfied with the quality of those components. So that's what's happening this week mostly. Vinny is so like in short, Vinny is trying to fix the issues with the second batch of prototypes, and and meanwhile Joji is sourcing components uh, in a neighboring city in which they're actually like producing the Highboys. So yeah, it's kind of there's not much more to say about that. So I believe that's it in news for this week. But we can already open for questions, and feel free to ask anything you want. And I'll be back in a minute. Right, I'm back. So let's see. I believe I can start answering questions, but basically Harry asked, "What's wrong with Flipper?" in response to a message from Gizmo that was from, I believe, the last Q&A that we did. But basically, Flipper, how can I say that? Basically, they have really let the community down lately. So yeah. So we're trying to make, yeah. Thank you, Gizmo. That really like says it all. Let's see. So there was like a lot of drama going on in the Flipper Zeros community leadership structure. And they like degraded their support for their own community. And if you have ever like had a Flipper Zero and use a Flipper Zero, you know that a big part of it is like their community apps and their community developers and everything related to that. And basically, the Flipper devices administration has been mistreating those community developers. So what we want is to like make we want our community to be one place that people can like flock to and be welcomed and be like treated well. And so that's one of our goals. um but yeah, I believe that Gizmo and Bob know more about what happened with like the whole Flipper community, but I believe that in short that's it. And it's pretty sad to see. Like the way that we try to treat our community, and I'm not saying that like trying to market what we do here or anything like that. The way that we treat our community, basically, we want to build everything with you guys, and we want you guys to see what we're doing. We try to be very transparent, and it's really sad to see that basically the company that we first inspired, inspired the creation of the High Boy and our company, uh, is treating their community like not well. So yeah, so we hope to welcome those folks that were like disillusioned by the way they were treated by the Flipper administration. That's mostly it. Uh, but we aren't exactly running caravans to like bring those people here. If that's what you were thinking, Harry. Oh, let's see. So let's move on to the next question. So Bob asked, do we have a timeline on when the third prototypes are going to start? And we do. As Flavia said, it should begin in mid-August. And I had a timeline that Vinny had sent me. I can't show you. I can't show you it, but I can talk about it. Because yeah, I just can show it because there's some private details about the manufacturers that we are working with. No. It's just like we have a general timeline, but Vinny sent me the manufacturer timeline, and there's some like NDA stuff that I can show, but I can like tell you guys when the next batch of prototypes is coming out. So please don't worry. We want to like we show you guys as the most we can of this stuff. So let me find it. Let's see. Yeah, it should begin by mid-August. If I like after we get feedback from basically from our devs here in Brazil, from our engineers in Finland, and also from the content creators that we want to send the hybrids to, we'll basically begin producing the next batch, because Vinny basically already has some fixes in mind and is already applying some fixes from what we've seen in the second prototype. But like there will still be some feedback, and we'll probably have to apply that feedback on our on our actual like PCB layout and things like that. So basically, I believe that by mid-August we'll start producing the next batch, but I need to check that with Vinny. Exactly. So let's see. And like I believe that Side of Range got surprised about like that timeline. So what I'm talking about is a timeline that the manufacturer has sent us, and it has some NDA stuff, like some really specific details about how things are going to be manufactured, and I just can't show you that. But we always update the timeline, and our projections are still the same. So side of range, if you want to, you can like go to our website, and I believe that in the About Us page, you can see our current timeline. Is it there? Yeah, it is there. So on the end of this page, you can see our public timeline that we try to update quite frequently. So yeah. So let's see. So the next question we have is from Amadeus Tias on Instagram, and they asked, if I may ask about the changes for the Highboy, what is the purpose of the microphone and the small round cutout in the PCB? So in the PCB, the small round cutout, it would be nice if I had some images here, but basically the microphone is, I believe it still doesn't have any like native functionality. Actually, let me ask Ben that. Ô, Emanuel, o nosso microfone, ele já tem alguma funcionalidade integrada ou ele é mais para ficar disponível para a comunidade usar, assim, o microfone que tem no Highboy?
Qualquer função de radiofrequência é para usar o microfone, função de para usar a IA, várias coisas desse tipo.
Sim. Ah, tá, beleza. É, isso só não tinha nunca pensado assim. So basically, answering Amadeus from Instagram, the microphone should be used for like radio frequency functions, and also for AI using ESP-CLAW. So the Highboy should have an integrated AI system, if I'm not mistaken. So that's why we have, that is the purpose of the microphone, but it's also like available for any applications that the community want to make. So yeah, and the small round cutout in the PCB. So I don't know if that's related to the microphone, but it could be the small round like hole in the case. That's probably not it. Let's see if I can find an image so that I can talk about the small round cutouts. So the small round cutout. So if you mean like the part of the PCB on the bottom right of it, that's just like, if I'm not mistaken, that's where our vibration motor will go, if I'm not mistaken. That's probably it. But yeah. Oh, it is the speaker. I'm sorry. I didn't know that detail about the hardware. So yeah, that round cutout at the bottom right, it is for the speaker. Guys, the cutouts because I got hungry. Don't worry. Yeah, and actually, if you visit our website, you can see X-ray vision of the Highboy that you can like mouse over and see its insides, and you can see the speaker there. So that's that. So sorry for the confusion. At first I didn't know what they were talking about, but I hope that answers your question. Let's see. And Harry also asked, Harry said, I backed the code dot with the pen testing module, but I don't know if it's worth also getting a Highboy. Do you think it's different enough to justify also getting a Highboy? And like, I know I'm probably biased towards saying yes because like it's our device, but we believe that we have a lot more functionalities for pen testing than Codot, and like, and basically the Codot, as some people have said, the Codot is mainly for makers, and it has some pen testing features, while while the Highboy is a pen testing device that has some maker and tinkering stuff. So, like, if you want, I believe that our device will be more specialized towards um, pen testing and running some hacky stuff and like accessing the Wi-Fi and doing things with that, using radio frequency and LoRa and doing things with that. While the Codot will be better for people that want like an improved Arduino with a touchscreen. So, and there's also the thing that the Codot will have a smaller battery, and we believe that its functionalities will drain its battery faster. While we have a bigger battery, so we believe that the Highboy is more portable, while the Codot is meant to be used on like a workstation, a workbench. So yeah, we have overlapping niches, and like we try to do things for the maker side. So we have the GPIO and things like that, and you'll be able to control whatever you want with it. While they like are a maker device and want to do things also for the pen testing side. So basically, it's like a big Venn diagram, and we are each one like the Highboy and the Codot are on different sides of that Venn diagram, and like we focus on different things. So I hope that that's enough of an explanation. But I believe that if you have like the means and the interest in pen testing, um, I believe that our device is more qualified, if I could say, to do things related to white hat hacking and penetration testing. And Big Chief said, Codot's very similar. You can do very similar to Highboy, and like, not really. Like we really have like different different. I forgot the word. I'm sorry. Different focuses and different use cases. Thank you, Bob. So people that are using the Codot, we use for some things, while people that are using the Highboy we use for other things. And thank you. Gizmo has sent our comparison table that we have up on our website, and that really shows how our devices are different. And I really don't mean to say that like our device is generally better, but we really have a different focus than they have. So you will be able to do different things, very different things using both devices. So let's see. But moving on to the next question, let's see. So Gizmo asks, on a scale of 1 to 10, what is your confidence level in the devices that have been shipped out to the YouTuber community, and when can we expect to see reviews coming back from some of the big names there? So we are pretty excited. I am quite confident that people will like the device. Vinny is also pretty confident. We still haven't sent day out yet, because as I said in the beginning of this Q&A, Vinny is still trying to fix some of the issues with the second batch of prototypes, And after Vinny fixes that, we will send them to those content creators that we have talked to. But like, what I believe is that Vinny is trying to polish as much as he can, everything that he can, to have a really polished and good device so that people can talk good things about it. I'm quite confident that Vinny will be able to do that, and Vinny is quite confident that when he's done like fixing those little things, that people will also like it. So, and I hope that's true. And I'm quite confident. I believe that on a scale of 1 to 10, as you have asked, I'm like on 9. There's I wouldn't say a 10 because it's there's always I I'm always quite nervous about how people will receive our products. So I really hope that people will receive it well. And like I have things to prove to myself that proves to myself that people will like it. So yeah. So Martino asked, can you ask Joji when we will collect the prototype Highboy case? He asked me to send it out. He's been waiting for collection since the. Oh, Martino, about that? Can you send a message directly to Joji? I'll also forward it to him, but I believe that Joji is the one that will be able to. Oh, Bob said, is code advertising jamming? They will have problems with that if they do that. So Juice asked what's Q1, Q3, and Q4. That's just like that's just a shorthand for like the first quarter. Like Q1 is the first quarter of the year, so it's January, February, and March, and it goes like Q2, Q3, and Q4. It's like basically 3 by 3 months. So when we say like we will do something Q4 this year, is we will do something um, around October, November, December this year. So yeah. Oh, Gizmo, thank you for sending out the X-ray, a video of the X-ray we have on our website. Please visit our website. It has I I worked pretty hard on it, and it has a lot of cool stuff showcasing the Highboy. Let's see. And as Flavia said, I forgot to answer that part of the question, but since we'll be sending out few units to creators next week, Texman Vinny, extra timeline for Vinny to fix all the issues in the second batch of prototypes. We'll probably already have some content from those creators in August. And yeah, Vinny is a machine. He's an absolute machine. He never stops working. Bob asked, o Emanuel, o Bob perguntou o quanto você jogou do Doom no Highboy. Porque eu acho que o Vini mandou um vídeo, né?
Mandou, respondi ali, que não tem muito tempo
É assim.
pra jogar o Doom. Não passou do primeiro nível.
So Ben like didn't play it too much. I believe that he got to like he finished the first level, that's it. So let's see. I'm reading the messages. Oh, we have a question from Espresso that is quite cool. Can we write an app to run on Highboy using both MCUs, or is it better to have a PCB plugged into the GPIO and an app controlling that? Manuel, consegue responder essa? Não sei se já respondeu.
Eu tinha respondido já, mas eu vou falar.
Ah, tá. Pode falar, pode falar. Então, a pergunta... Vou só traduzir a pergunta.
Ah, beleza.
A pergunta é se, tipo, usando o Highboy, dá pra programar um app nele pra usar ambos os microcontroladores, ou se seria melhor ter uma, tipo, ter uma placa plugada no GPIO e daí o app controlando isso.
Ele pode sim fazer um aplicativo usando os dois microcontroladores. Até foi esse um dos motivos da gente ter colocado Dual MCU, para não ter que precisar de uma placa externa. Então, o hardware é dele, então assim que ele comprar o Highboy, ele vai poder basicamente fazer o que ele quiser. Então, o C5 está lá para facilitar. A lógica é que ele consiga, de fato, usar os dois MCU construindo o app, utilizando os dois, tanto o Wi-Fi, o Bluetooth, como fazer as telas. Então, sempre vai ser aquele mesmo esquema de fazer um app pré-buildado, botar no Highboy e ele vai conseguir usar as funções que a gente deixar lá para a galera. O Rafa caiu.
Hey, I'm sorry. A cat turned off my Wi-Fi. One of my cats. So that's why. So what did I miss?
Eu falo de novo? Como que é?
Fala rapidinho, só pra traduzir.
Ele pode fazer um app para os dois. Foi por isso que a gente colocou do AMCU. Não teria motivo dele não conseguir usar a outra placa, até porque foi por isso que a gente colocou, justamente para não precisar de uma placa externa.
Mm-hmm. So Lavini said, answering the question finally, answering Espresso's question, basically you can write apps to run on Highboy using both MCUs. So both of them should, like, the intent for both MCUs to be usable by a developer that is writing an app for the community or for themselves. So like, is it better to have PCB plugged into GPIO and an app controlling that? It's not necessarily better, it's a different application, but you could also do that. So we want to have both options for our developers, for our community developers. So yeah, you will be able to run an app on Highboy using both MCUs, but you can also have a PCB plugged into GPIO and control that via an app. Saúde. Hello Zane, how are you doing? So any updates on addresses yet from Big Chief? Basically, we'll send out a survey when we're nearing shipping so that you can supply us with your shipping addresses. So if you are a Kickstarter backer, or if you like back this for the first time on Indiegogo, I believe that by October or November we'll have that survey ready to ask basically what are your shipping addresses, and then like, and also like you can add any add-ons that we had throughout our campaign. So especially for our Kickstarter backers. So that should come out, Big Chief, by October or November. It will depend on how things run on these next few months. And Bob asks, when do you think the firmware is going to be finished so developers can start making their own stuff? Basically, the way that we are seeing it about the firmware is that it is never going to be finished, but we want to have a 1.0 version soon. It is pretty much like the number that we were telling people is that it was around 95% done for the functionalities. You still have to like revamp the UI and the usability side of it, but the functionalities are already there. So when can developers start making their own stuff? They can do it now, really. So if you can see your source code on GitHub for the Tentacle OS, and you can already start working on it if you want to. But I believe that people will only start doing that when they get their own Highboys. So yeah, people can already work on the firmware and start making their own stuff if they want to, but that will probably start when people start getting their own Highboys. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for that part. And no juice, I didn't go grab a quick snack. I swear to God that one of my cats just like dropped the modem that it is my living room, and it turned off my internet. I swear that's what happened. Oh, and Bob brought up one of the reasons that we are waiting for like sending out the service that ask you guys for your shipping addresses, and that's one reason so that people don't have like to change it a lot if people like move or anything like that. So we want to reduce the times, like the amount of times that people have to change. So yeah, and like, and also for the shipping, it's not tax, but the shipping, how to say it? I'm trying to find the right words. I think the shipping fare, I think I could say that. We still aren't done like with the exact weight of the Highboy and like the exact weight of the entire box that it will be sent with. So the shipping fares will like vary based on that. So that's why we still haven't sent out the shipping survey basically, and like it's because we still don't have the shipping prices, fixed shipping prices, because we still don't have a fixed weight for the box. Can you teach me how to doogie? I don't know how to doogie. And thank you. Yeah, shipping fee, shipping vets, fees, tariffs, handling. Yeah. I don't know how to doogie. Is that GIF? Is that is the person on that GIF actually dooging, or is it some other dance? Doogie. I don't know. How do you say it? Doogie. First, it was some gigahertz. Doogie. The Yugi. Doug E. Dougie. Okay. First, it was the sub gigahertz. Okay, so sorry. Is the person on that GIF actually dug in? I don't know how to say it. Text the Dougie. But I can't say it. I can say Dougie. Dougie. Text the Dougie. No, I don't know how to do it. So, I believe that we have one more question from Zane. What were the most trivial documentations we used to program the hardware firmware, especially for the radio frequency features? So let me ask Emmanuel about that. Então, Bin, qual que foi... Tem uma pergunta aqui do Zane, que tipo, quais foram as documentações mais úteis que vocês usaram, assim, para programar o firmware? E perguntaram assim, especialmente a parte de radiofrequência.
A parte de radiofrequência, a gente não usou necessariamente uma documentação pronta de alguém, porque, na verdade, a solução do sub-GHz já tem, principalmente do C1101. A gente pegou de uma lib bem famosa, só esqueci o nome agora, e a gente fez o port para ele. Mas as documentações mais importantes são as padrões do próprio SPDF, as documentações oficiais da Expressif. Mas na radiofrequência a gente não precisou ler documentação de registrador nem nada. A gente fez o port direto de umas das libs que já existe para Arduino.
Sim. Para Arduino? Tá. Interessante. So basically, Zane, the documentation that they used, like the documentation that they used the most was the ESPDev and all the expressive documentation around the ESP32 chips that we use. So that's the major documentation that they used, but they didn't, our firmware developers didn't need to use or read any more. Like, they didn't use documentation a lot for the radio frequency features, because they basically ported a pretty big library that Ben forgot its name, but like a pretty big library that exists for radio frequency and sub gigahertz for ESP32 devices and I believe Arduino devices. So basically, for the radio frequency features, it's a part of another library, a pretty big established library that I don't know the name of, but that's what they did. But in general, the documentation that they used was the ESP32, ESPDev, and expressive documentations. Why did you make a GIF for me? What is that? Like, how would I know that Dougie is pronounced differently from Dougie? I always thought it was read like Doogie. I swear to God. How would I know that? So, all right, we have another question from Zane. Would you like other devs to make their own hybrid extensions on GPIO and sell them on their own platforms like Flipper Zero? And yes, absolutely. We're already talking with Rabbit Labs and some other developers that did exactly that for Flipper Zero. So we talked to Rabbit. I believe Rabbit Labs is the main one that I can remember off right now, but basically we are already talking with them for them to develop those extensions on GPIO and then sell them on their own platforms. So yeah, that's exactly that. And we incentivize that. We want like for people to create and in this case even sell their own stuff related to the Highboy because that's really good for the community and for like expanding the ecosystem that we already have. Why are you screenshotting me? Oh my god. Nah, feel free to screenshot me. I don't mind. So yeah, we are like especially after some of those developers were basically banned from the Flipper Zero community. Uh, we want to welcome those developers here so that they can make like extensions and apps and whatever they want for the Highboy. And in the case of extensions, like if pre-made extensions, we want those people to be able to sell their own stuff. With screenshot up without permission. Oh my god. It is. Thank you, Sabazalina. It is Radiolib. That is the name of the library that was used. Yeah, I. Oh my god. I absolutely have some paparazzi. Yeah, Radiolib was used for developing that radio frequency part. So we basically ported it to the Highboy. Oh yeah, and Zane, for those that don't know, Zane was able to visit I believe Joji and Vinny in Shenzhen. I don't know if you met with Joji, Zane, but I know that you met with Vinny, and Zane was one, I believe the one member of our community, except the devs that already held a high boy in their hands. So that's like if you guys are willing to travel to China, specifically Shenzhen, just to see and hold a high boy, feel free to do so. That's how you can get your hands on a high boy early. You just can't bring it home. So yeah. So let's see. We just wait for it, what Bob's typing out. But um, other than that, those are the news. Oh no! Oh no! What have you done? Why did you do that? Oh my god! Why did the AI yesify me? What is that? Oh my god! All right, so I think that marks the end of this Q&A session. Thank you everyone for coming, and we'll see you next week with more news. I hope that by next week we will already have sent out all of the devices and all the devices. I mean, to our content creators and our devs. So So I'm looking forward to that, and by the end of August, we should already see some videos from our content creators. Oh, being said, is not Radiolib that we used for that specifically. We use Radiolib too, but we use that lib that being just sent on the chat. So it is the SmartRC CC0111 on 101. Yeah, use that. And Berserker Bob mentions Doom for the 100th time. Yeah. So Ping, we still can share what content creators we will send those devices to. We want to reveal that soon. I believe that. Oh my god. Actually, let me ask something. Flávia, a gente ainda não publicou quais influencers que a gente está trabalhando com, né? So we still haven't published what content creators we are working with. Like we gave some previews. Like there are some Brazilian content creators that we have shared that we will be working with, but basically we are waiting to send out the devices to those content creators to like publicize what content creators we have sent it to. So yeah, we will send one of the prototypes to that guy that Mirzai just sent in the chat. Surprisingly, he's a Brazilian content creator. But okay, I believe that's it. Thank you all for coming for real this time, and we'll see you next week with more news about the Hype Boy. And oh my god, I think I'll start seeing a lot of gifs of my face here in the community. So yeah, I think that's it. Thank you. Have a nice weekend, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time. E obrigado a todos os BRs e lusófonos que estão aí também. Tchau, tchau. Bye, bye.